Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, this massive bullish reversal signal officially confirmed here on the weekly time frame, while a bearish divergence is now playing out here in the shorter term, which I'll talk more about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off here on the weekly Bitcoin chart, taking a look at the super trend indicator, which has officially confirmed the first bullish reversal signal that we have seen in well over a year. And now, obviously, if you watched my last few videos here on this channel, you'll know that this signal has been flashing for a couple of days now, but only just a few hours ago, we officially saw a weekly candle close, which actually confirms this bullish signal on the weekly time frame in the super trend indicator. And in case you're new to the channel, basically this indicator has essentially predicted all of the previous Bitcoin bull market and bear markets, because usually when we see a bearish reversal signal here in the super trend indicator on the weekly Bitcoin charts, it usually results in either a bear market like what we saw during 2014 entering into 2015 and also 2018 and of course entering into 2022, or at the very least a time period where we see a decent amount of bearish price action like late 2019 and early 2020 or mid 2021. But on the flip side, when we see a bullish reversal signal here in the super trend indicator on the weekly Bitcoin chart, it usually means either we're about to begin a bull market like what we saw in late 2015 entering into the 2016 and 2017 bull markets, or of course mid 2020 entering into that bull market, or at least a time period where we experience a lot of bullish price action like what we saw in the first half of 2019 or the second half of 2021. And so basically, according to the last decade worth of history, seeing a bullish reversal signal in this indicator on this time frame is extremely bullish for the larger trend. And on the flip side, seeing a bearish reversal signal in this indicator is historically very bearish for the larger trend. And once again, we have now officially confirmed a new bullish reversal signal in this indicator on this time frame with the latest weekly candle close just here. And in case you're wondering, the invalidation point for this bullish signal right here is this green line right here. So that's currently sitting at around $17,000 per Bitcoin. And as the Bitcoin price potentially continues to rise here, this green line will continue to rise as well, basically the opposite of this red line just here. And essentially how this indicator works is if the price confirms a break above the red line, then we see a bullish reversal signal in this indicator. And on the flip side, if the price confirms a break back below this green line, currently sitting at around 17,000, then that essentially confirms a bearish reversal signal in this indicator. And so once again, technically speaking, simply based on this indicator now entering into the green zone for the first time in over a year, this now means that the Bitcoin price is most likely about to begin more of a larger uptrend, simply based on this signal in this indicator and based on what we have seen throughout Bitcoin's history. And then, like I said, the current invalidation point for this bullish signal is 17,000. So for as long as Bitcoin is remaining above that level and sitting in this green, then we are simply more bullish than bearish here on the larger timeframes, like what we have seen throughout history, technically speaking. But obviously, it is important to understand that even during a larger bullish trend, like what we saw during 2016 and 2017, for example, we can still experience crashes to the downside during a bullish trend. For example, during this bullish trend during 2016 and 2017 right here, we saw multiple Bitcoin crashes that were around 30 to 40% to the downside, even while the Bitcoin price remained in this bullish trend and while the super trend indicator remained green. So just keep in mind, even though we're entering into the green stage here on the weekly time frame, that does not mean that we're only going to experience bullish price action. It just technically means we're most likely going to begin more of a larger bullish trend, which can have bearish price action in the bullish trend, just like how in a bearish trend, we can experience some bullish price action throughout a bearish trend. But anyway, with that being said, zooming into the daily Bitcoin chart, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is still finding resistance at this 78.6% Fibonacci level, which is sitting at around 22.7k approximately. And so at least as of right now, we're yet to actually confirm a break above this resistance. But if we do end up confirming a break above 22.7 to 22.8k approximately, then the next significant resistance for Bitcoin would be sitting closer towards 25,000, more specifically around 25.2k, which is this local high just here. And as for support levels, if we see that confirmed breakout above 22.7k approximately, then technically speaking, that should flip into new support. But below this area just here, if we end up seeing a further rejection, then I would be expecting a decent amount of support at this previous golden pocket, sitting at around 20.9k to 21.2k. And in terms of the trend here on the daily Bitcoin chart and what the daily Bitcoin RSI is showing, these have not changed since my last video. So if you're new to the channel and you want to know what the trend is and what the RSI is looking like on the daily time frame, then check out my last video here on the channel. And now if you zoom into the slightly shorter term, looking at the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, we technically have a bearish divergence playing out right now in the shorter term, because we have already confirmed higher highs in the price action in the 8-hour candle closes, while confirming lower highs in the 8-hour Bitcoin RSI. And so technically speaking, this means that we are due to see reduced bullish momentum, at least in the shorter term, which basically is a pause from the bullish trend. And so if you're talking about the much shorter term, as in over the next 1 to 2 days, for example, we're most likely going to experience either some sideways price action in a consolidation range, kind of like what we saw just here, or potentially a slight pullback. Once again, a bit of a pause from the bullish trend, but this doesn't necessarily mean the bullish trend is over. And so once again, we could see a pause potentially in the shorter term, as in over the next 1 to 2 days, before potentially the bullish trend continues on later. But at least for now, we need to be aware that this 8-hour Bitcoin bearish divergence is currently playing out in the shorter term as of recording this video. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, the price of ETH is technically still trending in the bullish direction, but obviously still running into this range of resistance that I've been talking about ever since this breakout right down here. And so once again, this range of resistance is coming into play in between around 1650 to 1.7k. But when it comes to other levels of resistance above 1.7k, so if we see a confirmed breakout above 1.7k, then I would expect resistance close to 1.8k, more specifically in between 1780 to 1.8k. But anything above 1.8k, then I would expect further resistance up here at this local high, sitting at around 1980 to around 2030. So roughly around $2,000 per ETH, acting as resistance as well. But keep in mind, even though the price of ETH has not yet broken this bullish price structure, so technically we're still remaining in this bullish trend, even though that's the case, obviously, once again, we're running into resistance. The RSI on the daily time frame is still currently overbought, and we're most likely going to see a bearish divergence continue to form here on the daily time frame, like what I've been talking about over the last half a week approximately. And so that just means, even though we are still trending in the more bullish direction, we're likely going to experience a bit of a pause or slowdown from the bullish trend within the next 1 to 2 weeks or so, especially as this bearish divergence continues to form here on the daily ETH chart. But with that being said, just keep in mind, even if the price, for example, retraces all the way back down here to around 1340 to 1350 at this previous breakout level just here, even if something like that happens, we could still remain in bullish price structure, because, for example, if we saw a larger rejection and then a bounce like that, then we could potentially be forming a massive inverse head and shoulders pattern right here, because we already have a left shoulder, we already have the heads. And so if we simply see a rejection from either this resistance or the next resistance right up here, then either way, a large rejection from one of those levels of resistance and a rebound back up could potentially form a right shoulder for a potential massive inverse head and shoulders pattern. And now, obviously, that pattern has not been confirmed as of right now. It hasn't even finished forming. I'm just letting you know that even if we see a large rejection from this resistance, then we could potentially just be forming a larger bullish pattern if we hold these lower levels of support, for example. And in terms of support, we do have some some confirmed support at around 1.5k, and we have some more significant support down at this previous resistance at around 1340 to 1350, and these previous lows at around 1250 to 1260 approximately. But if you're wanting to know more about the shorter term, then here on the 8-hour ETH to US dollar chart, looking at the volume profile indicator, we technically have an area of support starting at around 1.6k, going all the way down towards around 1530 to 1540, acting as some fairly strong support, at least in the shorter term. But if the price of ETH confirms a break below this previous low, then first of all, that would technically be some bearish price structure in the shorter term, and in that case, I would expect a drop down towards around 1410 to 1420 approximately, which is this next area of support. And below that support, we also have some further support down towards around 1330 to 1340. And obviously, just like Bitcoin on the 8-hour time frame, the price of ETH is also forming a bearish divergence here as well, which is technically confirmed on the 8-hour charts, because obviously we can already see that the price has confirmed higher highs in the candle closes on the 8-hour time frame, while confirming lower highs in the 8-hour Ethereum RSI, which once again is a bearish divergence, telling us that we're due to see reduced bullish momentum, at least in the somewhat shorter term, which usually plays out either in the form of choppy sideways price action, somewhat similar to this, or perhaps a slight pullback in the price of ETH. Once again, just a pause from the bullish trend before potentially continuing the bullish trend later on. And so at least in the shorter term, as in over the next 1 to 2 days, we need to be aware of this bearish divergence playing out right now. Even though the overall trend is technically still bullish, we're just likely to see a bit of a pause from the trend in the imminent short term. And now, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to check out these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left of your screen shows you how to make money in crypto if the price is either bullish or bearish, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.